Legend tales of a place where the booze flows freely and the stories are always entertaining. If you are bold enough to seek out such a place, head 13 miles down the Tuscan Highway to a tiny blues joint known as the Townsmith Tavern. Once there, enjoy the ride. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to a UA production of Beer, Blues, and Bowl.
Excuse me, you can't say that. You're gonna lose your family-friendly rating. You're gonna corrupt the kids.
BS! A podcast that invites you to grab a cold beverage, pull up a seat, and enjoy time with friends. And here are your hosts, Howard Blues and the Mark Kidder.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Beer, Blues, and BS, the podcast in which the last 90 seconds took 33 minutes to record. My name is Howard Blues, your host, here, as always, with my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, the Mark Kidder. Kidder, how you doing tonight?
Well, I am super excited to be here, as always, because this is the time of the week where we get to have just a little bit more fun than usual. And by usual, I mean it's a lot more fun because whenever you and I get together, it's a bunch of shenanigans. So I'm doing well. I was holding my laughter for the past 32 minutes and the build up for that because, yes, it has taken us just a little bit of time to get into this week's episode, but we have so much information to discuss. Damn it. So many hip-hopping things. There's so much to talk about. This is just insane. And I want to get to that. And I know you want to get to that. But I want to know, how are you doing? How are things?
You know, Kidder, it has been a week. I feel like I say that every week, but it has definitely been a week.
We have lots of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, this is a week in which I had two meetings, Kidder. Two meetings where the meetings were scheduled about topic A, and we somehow ended up on topic Z. And just to explain, it's not like it went down like a logical line of tangents. I literally had some individuals. They came in. They've been talking to me for about a month now about wanting to build a interpretive center at Lake Jesse State Historic Site because their family donated the land on which that site sits. So they've been talking about, they were coming in. That was what this meeting was about, an interpretive center. I bring in my boss, our division director, the head of the agency, our executive director. We're coming in to talk an interpretive center. We spend the first 45 minutes of the meeting talking about copyright law. Something that none of us are knowledgeable about. That's not what the meeting was scheduled, but that's what this family wanted to talk to us about first. I actually apologized to my executive director. I'm like, I'm sorry, I had no idea about the copyright law thing. And the one individual from this family then ended up emailing our executive director, which caused a second meeting about how do we respond to his concerns about this book that he wrote and its copyright infringement stuff and that. And while I'm sitting in that meeting, and it's me, our executive director, and our friend from Archives, Sarah, we went to high school together. So it's the three of us sitting down to have this meeting about copyright material within the agency, and the meeting ends up being about musicals. Okay. I don't know how we got there. Kidder, there wasn't like a great jump in lot. It's like this is the second meeting I've had this week where we ended up in weird places. Yeah. So, but Kidder,
tangents are wonderful.
I know. And I do have another story about my week, but we have been talking for a while. Although I will say my intro line was not about our pre-show. It's actually a basketball reference.
Okay.
Yeah. There was a basketball playoff game, which I know neither of us care. In fact, I can't even tell you the teams. But the last 90 seconds of game time in this game took 33 actual minutes to play. Like,
why did they
90
have
seconds
to
on the game
wax the floor because there are too many squeaks or not enough squeaks?
Just timeouts, calling for video review. It just took 33 minutes to of actual time to play 90 seconds of game time. I heard that on a radio program today, and I'm like, that's the open to the show. But let's not keep people waiting. Kidder, what's on tap tonight?
I'm just sitting here pondering how many freaking timeouts did they have? Because if that much time was wasted, it's almost like listening to part of this show. I don't know which part, but it's probably the part, any part with me. But that's why I like hockey. You get one timeout, one for regulation. And then, of course, depending on which division or league you're looking at, then there's other rules of posts game, overtime, whatever the case, and then the potential to get another timeout or did whatever. But that hurts to even ponder, and it almost makes me want to hear the squeaking to take my mind off of what kind of Pandora's box that thing is. So let's just continue on, shall we, and forget that basketball never even happened. Tonight, I am going with a new beer. Actually picked this up on the little mid-country trip down to Rude Boy Kyle and Brother Nico. They had this at the store, was looking for it, and it is an Avalanche Amber Ale, which was one of the sponsors of your Colorado Avalanche this past season from Breckenridge Brewery. And it's a fine Colorado ale, or at least they make fine Colorado ales. This claims to have a caramel malt body with a light hop character. So I hope all of the pine trees on this do not ruin it for me. Let's see. It comes out of Littleton, Colorado and Fort Collins, Colorado. So that could be good or bad, I guess, depending on if you like that area of the country or not, I suppose. I was looking on here to see if there is some more information. Perhaps they are also a sponsor or partner of the Ball Corporation, but no. This is MCC, whatever that is. And you can check out more at breckbrew.com on this one. So let's go ahead, crack this puppy open. See if we got, there's a little foam on the top there, but nothing too crazy. Nothing we can't handle on a triple B. It's got a nice amber ale aroma to it. So there's that. There's hope. It's not too bad. It's a nice, refreshing brew there. And just seeing on the side, it's a full 12 ounces and 5% alcohol. That's what I said. 5% alcohol percent by volume. So that's nice. And I got like a 12-pack of it. So I'm glad that it's good.
I'm glad to hear that too.
So I will make sure that you get a few, so then you can also enjoy the beverage.
That would be good, Kidder, because my beer fridge is it's near empty, man. It's near empty.
Still?
Yeah, I haven't made the run yet. I got a couple of suggestions. We had some people throw a few thoughts my way. So
were they good or bad?
Well, I don't know. Hey, we'll find out here on the Triple B.
That's a nice teaser. But of course, I was throwing out of, okay, maybe they're, quality beers like amber ales or light beers or perhaps, a lager a thicker beer, perhaps, or are they IPAs? Dun, dun, dun.
I don't think they're IPAs. One of the suggestions came from the brewmaster of the Triple B, the local geek, Derek, and we know he doesn't care for IPAs.
Right.
The other one was for a Pilsner. So, yeah, we'll have to give that a try.
Mm-hmm.
So, but tonight, Kidder, I am sitting down here with a I'm gonna mispronounce this. I listen. Piece of advice. I understand the desire to have a creative name for your brewery, but if I'm gonna feel like an idiot trying to say the name of your brewery, I'm probably not going, to get beer from you. But this is a Unida Brewing Company Mango Golden Spike wheat ale with other natural flavors. So let me put this lovely yellow can. I will say I do love it has the compass rose across the top.
Very nice.
So,
very nice.
Yeah. Let's see what it's got on here for any sort of tasting notes. It tells me that it was brewed with renewable power of wind and solar. It is a 12-ounce can, 5% alcohol. Nothing really else. I will say, okay, Kidder, you're a graphic design guy, right? Here's something. So with this, they decided, what would be helpful? We want to tell people just how much hops are in this. Malt. What's the malt taste? The body, the color. Here's the problem, though. When they put this on the can, and I'm going to try and show it, it's a bar graph. But as anybody can tell you with any sort of bar graph, if you have no references, I can't tell you what this means. Is it really hoppy, or is it not hoppy at all?
You know what that actually means? Absolutely nothing. That's what it means. But I like the illustrations on there.
Yeah. Anyway, this comes out of apparently Salt Lake City, Utah. So we will give this a try. So we open that up. We will give it a lovely taste here. It does. I can smell the mango in it just before I even.
Like a mango just came out of a tree and smacked you in the face, huh?
Yeah, very much so. So let's give this give it a whirl. Huh. So Kidder, it's got a really interesting aftertaste.
Interesting is a great word to add in when it sucks.
I wouldn't say that it sucks. I'd say interesting because it surprised me. Okay. The first drink was or taste is definitely beer. It's beer, but then it's has this second note that comes in that's sweet and delicious, and it's just
interesting.
That's
especially with your thoughts on fruit and beer. That is very interesting. Hey, tell your assistant to shut the hell up. We're in the middle of something important. Damn it! Don't you know that by now? Don't you know that this is important?
Hey, listen, I don't know what to tell you. This is what, episode 16? Hasn't had a problem except for that one time during a bonus episode. Haven't said a word, and now all of a sudden it's hey, I'm having connection problems.
It's interesting because you're talking about beer with fruit and how you enjoy it. Maybe it freaked out. Is this an alternate universe? I have lost all connection to reality. Clearly, this is absolutely bizarre. Must be. That has to be what it is. We're in some kind of alternate universe The space-time continuum has been fractured, and here we are once again, and you're enjoying a beer with fruit in it. That has to be the answer.
There's definitely something up. Again, I'm going to put this. Is this a beer I would drink on a regular basis? No, but maybe sitting poolside on a hot day. I could maybe enjoy that. I might have another. I might pick up another one of these.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're saying we need more hot days, and we need a pool, or a lake, or a river, somewhere the aquatic variety.
Yeah. It's not bad. Not bad.
I'll go borrow one of the splash pools from the neighbors, and we can sit in the backyard and put our feet in the water. Oh man, this beachfront property is amazing.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not, like, from the smell and everything, it's not what I was expecting, but I'm pleasantly surprised with this one. Pleasantly surprised.
Well, I'm happy because you know what? It's always good to drink good beer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, can't complain about that one bit. Although, speaking of complaints, Kidder,
this should be good.
You might have noticed I came in Howard the ref form tonight.
Yes, I did see this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, not that I wish to end what's on tap, but well, that was disappointing. Kidder, I got a new sound effect thing.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Are they labeled similarly to the other machine?
Oh yeah. So I hit the whistle thinking I was going to get like a sports penalty whistle, and I got a cat call.
All right. This show took a turn.
Yeah. More shenanigans with this. I mean, I can figure out what some of these are, but that was a surprise. Anyway, Kidder, I didn't feel the need to surprise you or ambush you as Howard the ref this time. Simply because all I'm really doing, and this is a common thing that we referees do, I have to make a clock adjustment.
Okay.
You see, Kidder, in the last episode, we set the clock, and your timing was off. I actually drank that beer much faster than you gave me credit for. I believe that you said that I only had 29 minutes left. In all actuality, according to the official clock that Future Howard added in, I actually had 36 minutes and 13 seconds left. So I drank it even faster than you gave me credit for. So that's Howard the ref coming in to fix the time clock on that one and set the score. So that's
just
that's
like any normal game with terrible officiating. It's rigged, damn it. This is bull.
Kidder,
this is the BS part of the show right here. The BS right here. This is rigged. I demand a recount. There's a hanging Chad somewhere or some kind of voter fraud machine. There's got to be some kind of there's some formula that Howard the ref is pulling into this and throwing it in his own favor. I know how this goes.
Yeah. Here's my response. Oh, that actually has the gunshot to it.
I don't know if we could. We're going to lose our family-friendly rating, okay? That's because of Howard the ref.
Hey, Kidder. I'm going to play one of these. I think it does what I think it does. See if you can finish it, okay? Little mind association here. Ready?
Kidder
got it. Thank you, Kidder. Thank you. I was a little worried because I saw the glass with the chip. I'm like, oh, it's breaking glass. Will he pick up on it? And then when it's like all these dishes falling, I'm like, oh, Kidder, you don't disappoint.
Well, thank you. I had a nice softball lead in for that one, but I do have to say, on this end, it was like, so I was like, is he throwing dishes? Is he scraping ice from a freezer? Is he suddenly in another dimension? No, it's breaking glass, and clearly Tuscon 2's Jr. is here. Oh, hell yeah.
It is only like an $11 kid's toy sound machine, so
that some bitch is $11.
$11 for this thing. I mean,
we can
listen.
We can pay for a soundboard online. I get it. Look, I get you being the size queen here. Bigger is not always better, okay? We have internet. Look, we have technology to put a weather network on the globe, so everyone can look at it on the internet. We have the technology. I bet we could find a soundboard and integrate it into this.
Yeah, but that would require
Hey, speaking of that, you can check out beerbluesbs.com, and then you can click the donate button. You can sponsor us and help us get some technology so then it doesn't look like this hee-haw production that we're stuck in. Or buy us a beer. You can just buy, that's fine too. You don't have to sponsor millions of dollars for a whole set and studio and decent equipment that whatever. But if you want to, that's okay too. We're not going to say no. That's okay too. Just so there's no confusion, that's okay too. But a beer is okay too, and that's at beerbluesbs.com. Click the buy us a beer button.
Yeah, and we haven't mentioned it, but if you do buy us a beer, it doesn't just come with a kind contribution to these good brothers, but we'll also shout you out and let everybody know that you bought us a beer and are the little mini sponsor of the What's on Tap segment. And if you have a special shout out request that you want, there's a spot where you can enter that.
It's super easy. beerbluesbs.com. Buy us a beer. It's a button, and you just fill it out, go from there. So we appreciate it. Thank you for being part of the show here. And on top of that, if we're mentioning names and things and shout outs and whatnot, if your name is written like the beer that Howard is drinking tonight, you could give us a phonetical sounding of your name. That's okay too. We don't want to slaughter your name. We don't want to call you the fungus among us when it's something else.
Right, because unlike the Domino's pizza guy, we're not trying to offend. Kidder, I don't know if you remember that story.
That one's not ringing a bell. It's not pushing the doorbell right now. No.
All right. So back in college, Kidder and I were roommates, and we lived on the 4th floor of McVeigh Hall.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay. Continue.
So Kidder and I worked out a very simple deal when we'd order pizza. Kidder would call, place the order, and I would trek all the way down the stairs to collect said pizza. It was a pretty good deal. But we had one time where, we get in the pizza box, and of course I check the names because, this is a college dorm. There's a lot of pizzas that come in. I just want to make sure that I just hadn't scooped somebody else's pizza. Now, usually, I can understand. My actual last name, I get a lot of misspellings. Kidder, I know you get a lot of misspellings on your actual last name. It happens. We're pretty forgiving of this. But on this particular pizza box, you could tell they didn't try, you know? And I say that because my name was written as Dork hyphen A hyphen Schmidt. And I looked at this and I looked up at the delivery guy and I said, you know, you're probably not responsible for this, but I'm not giving you a tip. And when you get back to the pizza place, you can tell them that you lost a tip because somebody wrote an insulting thing on a pizza box. And that was that. We didn't have that problem after that one, did we, Kidder?
No, but I think we ended up ordering less from them at the time.
Mm-hmm.
We tried some other pizza places in town, like Pop 746 Pops Popolino's Pizza, or maybe Deeks. I think it was 772 Deek, if I remember right. Since we're doing the pizza place shout outs, or Slapshot with the delicious subs that they have as well, or head back then. And
or my favorite,
Mike's Pizza.
Mike's Pizza and Pub. Yeah.
And East Grand Forks with the alligator bites and pretty much any topping that you could put on a pizza. I don't know Mike's Pizza's phone number off the top of my head. Otherwise, I would say that, which is surprising that I remembered 2 phone numbers out of the different freaking pizza places, because it's been 15 years.
Yeah. I mean, Mike's Pizza and Pub, that was a great place because most nights, at least most nights while we were in college, like the place was dead. So we could come in and we could bring a large group, and where most places are like, oh, a large group. These guys were like, well, yeah, go ahead, pull the tables up.
You need 8 tables? Sure, no problem.
Yeah. So that was always great to take a group, and you ended up with the place mostly to yourself. And for the most part, it was a good time, except for open mic night. Were you there for open
Wednesday
mic night?
Nights?
Yeah. We were there for the first open night, and the guys who owned it, we were about to leave, truthfully, and the guy, hey, are you guys sticking around for open mic night? And we kind of all, yeah, we'll give it a try. And the first guy gets up there, and this guy's wearing.
Would you like to
black.
do the impression, or would you like me?
I'll do it.
Okay,
I got this.
I want you to have the honors to tell this, because I love this story.
Yeah. He's wearing all black, has like a towel wrapped. I mean, basically he was imitating Jeff Hardy, like of the Hardy Boy, you know, towel wrapped around, hanging down, scraggly blonde beard, glasses. And he had been walking around in Mike's for a little bit, like beforehand, with like an iPod and like kind of Anyway, he's the first person up. And he gets on the mic and he's like, so what I like to do and what I'm going to do is I'm going to transpose music. Now, for the music people in the audience,
Present.
transposing music is not what you're about to hear. Kidder knows this. I know this. Just go with it. And I'm sorry. He's like, I like to transpose music. For those who don't know what transposing music is, I'm going to listen to a song in my headphones, and I'm going to sing how it makes me feel. My interpretation of it. That's transposing music. Again, that's not what it is. But we're giving this guy a chance here. This might be okay. And so he starts playing whatever he is on his player, and he's head bobbing a little bit. And then he starts in, and it's we're like, check, please. We're gone.
Where is our server? Where?
And
of course, you and I and everybody else in our group are looking at each other going, because most of us were musicians for any number of years and know transposing music. And when he first said it, we're like, oh, maybe this guy has some kind of interesting thing. He's taking a piece of music and he is transposing it into a little bit of something similar, but usable for a different instrument, or maybe in a different key, or it was in a different key, all right, and a different universe.
Hey, taking an instrumental and making it into a vocal. I mean, I could see somebody being very talented, listening to some like jazz and being able to sing a little scat and do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I could see something like that, and it's like, I mean, so we gave the guy a fair chance, but once
I didn't expect Howler Monkey.
Yeah. So, oh man, that was rough. But yeah, we had a lot of good times at Mike's Pizza and Pub. I miss that place. It's been a long time since I've been there.
Yeah, I think the last time was before 2012 when I was there. I haven't been back to Mike's in the return visits to El Forgo Grande de East. But of course, the Applebee's that used to be next door, the 2-story Applebee's, no longer Applebee's. That is the Drunken Noodle / Little Bangkok, and been there a couple times since, or going back. That's been a few years since we've been up there, but always loved going there. And that was actually my first introduction to sushi in their original location, the Little Bangkok, the little corner shop almost that they had in East Grand, if you remember that, right along Main Street, basically. But that was my first introduction to sushi, and fell in love with it, and have been enjoying it and exploring more and more sushi ever since.
Well, Kidder, I'm going to give you an option.
Okay.
I do have a story from last weekend that I could share quickly that you may or may not find interesting. Or we could talk Hell in a Cell.
Why are you giving me the option? Because it sounds like something good versus we already know the other. So I think we need both just to balance this show.
Okay. Well, which would you like to do first?
How about we talk about the depressing note first?
Okay. Well, and I'm gonna try and make Hell in a Cell fun for our audience. I did not make it over to Kidder's to see it. So as we go through this, Kidder, here's what we're going to do. Since I'm going to leave this up to you to recap the event, but we're going to play it as a game. And that game is watch, fast forward, or skip.
Yes.
So as we go through the matches, Kidder, you're going to rate, give us that little synopsis about it, as we normally do. But you're going to give it a rating, whether I should watch, like I need to go back out, find this match and watch it. Do I just need to fast forward it? Is it just something to kind of go through? Or should I skip the match entirely? Because there's something like Zombie Lumberjacks.
There wasn't anything like that. So you have +2 rating going into the show just for that alone.
All right. I'll let you go. I have all the matches in the show notes.
Careful.
Yeah, sorry. I hit the
settle down.
Sorry. All right, it's breaking stuff around here.
That reminds me, it's time to open my second beer, and I'm going back in time to, I think it was last week. I'm having one of these 11.32 ounce Smirnoff Ice lemonades, because that's how this is going to be. Ooh, it's smoking out the top. How about that? Oh, hell yeah. All right. So according to the list that you have, which of course is the exact order that it was in the show. Let's take a look. Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre. All right. So this one, I was not excited about it going into the show. So for this one, fast forward. We already know the outcome on that. Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. Now, this one has a lot of potential because, of course, Rhea Ripley, how can I put that right now? She got a lot of talent, right? But she's still up and coming, and she's kind of shining now that she's getting a chance on the main roster. I wouldn't say necessarily as much of a chance as she had in NXT, but again, she's getting that shot. And of course, Charlotte Flair, 16-time women's champion in WWE in the main roster. Yeah, that does not include her NXT women's championship runs. So this one, I would say it was a damn good match. So I would recommend watching the match until the end of it. Because, well, the ending was a cop-out. Bianca Belair and Bayley. This one, they were trying to build it up and have a large feud for this one between the two. I don't think they really accomplished that in the short amount of time that they had to build it in the, I don't know how many, month and a half, 2 months. Fast forward. Alexa Bliss and Shayna Baszler. This was the not quite the fireball promos that have been there, but of course it is still along the lines of general stupidity with the theme, or I should say gimmick, that Alexa Bliss is working with, and Shayna Baszler is, put in a program with her on it. So it is kind of a bizarre story angle. Watch the beginning of it, and you can see Alexa Bliss's new theme music. I think she debuted it then, or it might have even been the next night on Monday Night Raw, or both. I don't know. I think it's the 4th time that she's had new music in 6 months. And then the match was not terribly interesting. Alexa Bliss has some good spots in that, so probably fast forward after the entrance. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. As we discussed on the last episode of the Triple B, you and I are big fans of KO and the KO Sami Zayn match history. This one proved to be a good match, so I would recommend watching the match. You may not like the ending, but you know what? It's all right. Still watch it. Seth Rollins and Cesaro. I would recommend watching it just for Cesaro and his abilities. I mean, to me, he is, like I've said before, a top tier athlete and a superstar in WWE. And I hope that they are pushing him into that next, line of championship runs. And I guess I missed one there. Roman Reigns, Rey Mysterio. That one, even though it was Hell in a Cell and promoted as Hell in a Cell, and we did this as Hell in a Cell, it was on Friday Night SmackDown. I feel bad for Rey Mysterio because I feel he has a main championship belt run in him again, even if it's for 3 months, 4 months. I would skip that one. Let's see.
Well, I was going to say, looking at it, we ended up with appears to be 3 watches and 3 fast forwards, and the one skip it from SmackDown.
We also had the pre-show one that was Mandy Rose versus Natalya. And Mandy Rose was accompanied by Dana Brooke, and Natalya was accompanied by Tamina. that one you could skip to, just because
Okay.
it wasn't, I guess, the outcome that I wanted. Is what it is.
Yeah. But looks like it was an okay pay-per-view is what I'm getting out of this. It's kind of a 50-50 between sit, watch, and enjoy, and fast forward through some stuff. So
Yeah. And from what I discovered as well, the Peacock app now has some of the basic features of any app where you can at least pause it. Not 100% sure if you can rewind and then play or pause and catch up, because it took about 8 minutes to get into the freaking pre-show because of their stupid system. Said it was live. It would take you 3 hours back, so you'd fast forward up to the front. As it would get to the live point, it would glitch out and take you back to the main Peacock menu. Yeah. Absolute garbage of an app. So, having said that, I miss the WWE Network app or the WWE app. Let's see. Other pieces to note. The next Money in the Bank show is the next pay-per-view. That is July 18th at Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas. Which I guess about by the time that this episode airs will be coming up on that, if I'm doing my loose math correctly. And then August 21st is WWE SummerSlam, coming to you live from Allegiant Airlines Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. So there's that to look forward to. Both of these events will have a live crowd in attendance, which I am excited for.
yeah, I can believe that. I mean, I will give WWE credit for trying to have to get through the year of COVID. They've done pretty well, at least adapting to actually something that resembles a crowd, the piped in sounds, things like that. I mean, there are major sports leagues that haven't done nearly as well as these guys have for what they're doing. So,
and I agree. They've been
Saga,
doing a lot of good things with what they've had to work with, and it was interesting to see what they've done graphically and hyper realistically as a necessity instead of having it as like an extra fancy thing. So yeah, I dig it.
Yeah. So well, I might have to check that out if I get time. There seems to be a couple of matches worth seeing. So
at least take half an hour and skip ahead and watch pieces of some of those matches, and try and fast forward through a couple of them, check them out. It's at least worth seeing bits and pieces. My favorite pieces are the number one, the show opener and the opening video for the pay-per-view, and then each of the wrestlers' entrances to see the entrances, the graphics, the music, the lights, everything, and then see if they do anything different with it compared to their normal entrances. So those are always my two favorite things about any of the pay-per-views. And then number three would be, good matches. I would be remiss if we did not discuss other occurrences that happened today with WWE. Number one on Friday Night SmackDown, have not watched it, but of course, with the advent of technology, have had the spoiler already spoiled for me, where Edge has returned to the programming and beat up Roman Reigns, setting up, I'm guessing, a championship match at SummerSlam. And hopefully this year will be the year where they go forward with that. Edge beats Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, fights whatever has a run through WrestleMania, or even fights with him until WrestleMania and then wins. I'm good with either, as long as Edge can win the title. I don't care if it's from Roman Reigns or if it's from somebody else. that's one thing that I hope for. The second piece, and if you want to use the meme that I sent you earlier, then, now, and we wish you best in your future endeavors. That's apparently what WWE is standing for now. And of course, some of the rumors are Vince McMahon preparing to sell WWE and offloading some of the paychecks to then be able to sell it at a lower price but still make bank, or just trying to make bank and keep the company. So, releases, more of them. Today, I guess there were some writers let go, other production staff, which, of course, you never really see in the headlines or pages that we follow, but talent also on the cutting block today. Just go up the list here, including Kurt Stallion, August Gray, the Bollywood Boys, who I'm familiar with by seeing them, I think, once or twice, and being with Jinder Mahal, Tony Nese, Arturo Ruiz, Ever Rise, and Marina Shaffer, I think, Aria Davari, Killian Dane, and then two that were somewhat surprising to me to see on this list, no longer on the programming. Tyler Breeze and Fandango. And surprising to me because I feel they were always there and okay with being the jobber, being the comic relief, being where they are and filling their role and not complaining about it. Just doing their thing. They're there. You call them when you need a shtick or perhaps some humor, and then, on with the show. So kind of a surprise for me. Plus, Fandango's original music with the that was classic. Mm-hmm. Those of you listening or watching this know that I used that as my contest music back in my radio days, especially for the Food Fight at 4 Fighting Through the Phone Line fiasco for some fantastic food at the Food Fight at 4.
Yeah, no, sad to see kind of another list of superstars. This time, I mean, really kind of going after folks on NXT and 205 Live. Tyler Breeze, again, fantastic talent, who made it to the main roster and nobody understood him. And Fandango, I mean, this is a guy who debuted at WrestleMania and beat Chris Jericho.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, that's a start. And then just kind of petered out after that. I'm a little sad to see Killian Dane go. He's kind of the last remaining member of Sanity that was left.
That's where that picture came from. I saw the picture and it had only one left. And of course, the only one out of that group left is
Nikki Cross is the last member of Sanity. Yeah.
Which, a fun fact for you, on Monday Night Raw, she just debuted a brand new gimmick, which a lot of people were not so excited or thrilled about because it's a superhero gimmick. No. However, more information came out that she was the one who came up with the gimmick and the storyline angle for all of it. And so I at least give her props for wanting to do that, because it originally was like, oh, she's in the best shape of her life. She's in the best training portion of her career, and she's having some of the best matches that she's ever had. And what did the WWE reward her with? A superhero gimmick. That's, of course, how it was framed at first. And then the info came out that she was, of course, the one who came up with it. And then you kind of go, okay, she is expressing herself. Maybe there's something that she can do with Alexa Bliss. Try and figure that whole thing out. A little bit there.
Yeah, listen, if she's got ideas and she can run with it, great. Just for the audience, if you don't follow WWE or wrestling in general, there have been a lot of superhero gimmicks, most bad.
My
Everything.
two favorite. Sorry to interrupt you. The lag is getting us again at this point, but the the Hurricane, Greg Helms, who is still there and is part of the creative team and various training team. So that's where the first thought for me came from of, I wonder if he pitched it, but potentially not the case. Again, potentially. And then number 2, the superhero in training, Rosie.
Yeah, that's probably, as I was going to say, probably their biggest success with it, and it was because of how it was played. It was played for comedy. It was played not that they were a real superhero or things like that. But we've seen others. Molly Holly was part of that for a bit. She had a superhero gimmick. Eric Young, who was part of Sanity until he was released in TNT. TNT's Impact. Yes, back when it was that. Anyway, yeah, he had a superhero gimmick there. Let's see who else. Oh, they tried it on Ricochet. That flopped.
Yeah. The Superman type, almost.
Adrian Neville, who now wrestles as Pac on AEW. They put a superhero gimmick on him. So they've done this a lot. Oh, and of course we can't forget the biggest failure of a superhero gimmick of all time in WWE. Kidder, you know exactly who I'm talking about, don't you?
I think so, but I would love for you to tell us again, or tell me.
Yes, the worst superhero gimmick of all time in WWE history, none other than Super Cena.
I'm glad that you had a laugh track for it. Ladies and gentlemen, you made it to the big joke portion of the show. Thanks for sticking around with us, and please, we promise there are better things to come, so just don't leave the page yet. Just continue listening, continue watching. Please, we beg of you.
Kidder, would you have felt better if I would have hit this button?
See, that would get me excited, thinking that 3D were coming back together and coming down to the ring to kick some ass.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Well, fine. I guess that means that we're done with the wrestling talk for this week. So those of you who enjoy the wrestling, sorry. For those of you who don't enjoy the wrestling, it's your time to pick up on the next portion of the show, which is baseball. What the hell, man? What the hell?
What? You don't enjoy baseball, Kidder? Not at all? It's America's pastime, man.
No, that's this show. We've taken over. We're officially more popular than baseball.
You know, Kidder, I actually would agree. I do enjoy going to a baseball game, and me and the family, we actually got to go to a Larks game. It was actually Howard Jr.'s first Larks game, first baseball game. Would have thought it would be really fun, and it was a good game, very good game. The only thing that I am disappointed in with it was that, like, every time I got Junior, and it's like, okay, it's me and you, and you're sitting on my lap, and we're enjoying this game, which was a big thing for me because growing up, my family didn't have a lot of money at the time, so we didn't really get to go to sporting events and things like that as a family. I remember a Twins game once. I got to see Kirby Puckett play and hit 2 home runs. Puckett was my hero. And then otherwise it was a couple of times we got to go to the tech, which, okay, I should say it for those who don't know. The South Dakota School of Mines and Technology versus the Black Hills State University basketball game. And Kidder, as we know on here, we're not really basketball fans, but this was fun. Imagine if you had, an arena where half of it was Fighting Sioux fans, half of it was Gopher fans, and they're chanting back and forth and just really into it. That'd be an awesome environment to watch hockey in, correct?
Absolutely.
Right. And that's what this was. I mean, there were chants back and forth because one's an engineering school, one's more of a teaching school. So it was things like, the engineers going, we'll make more than you. Teachers going, we're the ones who educate your kids. The engineers going, we're homeschooling. I mean, it was some of these just great lines being yelled back and forth. So for me, it was like, hey, okay, this is kind of the start of something. Be able to take, junior to baseball games, hockey games, things like that. But every time I got him and he's like, okay, it's on my lap and it's me and you, buddy, and we're getting to enjoy this. One of my family members like, oh, here, let me take him. So that was kind of annoying throughout the whole thing. It's like, I'm glad that he's well loved, but it's like, damn it, can I just enjoy a bit of baseball with my kid? But excellent game. But Kidder, this brings me up to a controversy, and I love to follow controversies.
Yes.
And there is currently a controversy in baseball, and I know you haven't followed it.
No.
Oh, don't worry, Kidder. I got that.
You got one of those. It's the greatest
I
3 seconds on the internet.
Yeah, I knew that one because it was on the old one. Kind of got this one figured out.
Oldie but a goodie.
Mystery. Currently in baseball, Kidder, there is the sticky substance controversy. Apparently, pitchers in baseball find that it's too hard to get a good grip on the baseball. And it recently came out that a bunch of them have been cheating and applying sticky substance to their hands so they can get a better grip. And they've been doing this through things like putting stuff on their hat, stuff in their glove, some applying extra sunscreen and such so that they can wipe their arm and get that extra grip. So all of this came out. Major League Baseball has been trying to figure out how do we deal with like the fact that all these pitchers are coming out saying, yeah, we all do this. And so, Kidder, they have instituted the worst possible solution to this. And that is, at any time, the pitcher, whether it's by the ump or by the opposing general manager, can be searched for sticky substance on their person. I kid you not, in one Nationals game, the same pitcher was checked after the first inning, after the third inning, and partway into the fourth inning. He was checked 3 times. The guy finally had a meltdown on the 4th time because he sat there and he handed him a glove. He handed his hat. He's like, search me. What do you want? By the 3rd time, he was so upset. He started he actually undid the belt on his pants and was about to pull down his pants. And I was like, whoa. Which there wasn't actually another pitcher in a different game who was also being searched enough times that he did that. He actually took it, lowered his pants, and was like, what do you want from me? So that's what's happening in Major League Baseball right now, is this continual hunt for sticky substance. And yeah, anybody can challenge, and they will search these pitchers more than once. It's crazy.
Sounds like another reason not to watch baseball to me.
Hey, you know what makes a great slow game of baseball even better? Adding a bunch of arbitrary player checks that slow the game down more.
Well, it's really exciting. Wow, are they going to check him again? They just checked him. Maybe he's got sticky residue on his hands.
Oh,
it's going to turn into an Eminem song one of these days.
Oh, it's just ridiculous, It's it's like, why? And to do this mid-season, like they just made this rule. They didn't like think about it real much or talk about it or think of the consequences. So yeah, now if I'm the opposing general manager and hey, that pitcher's on a hot streak. Hey, I want to check. He's been touching his hat a lot. I think you need to check his hat, and you can just throw them off their game. It's
Makes perfect sense to me. Why not?
Oh, it's bad. I mean, and let's face it, like baseball is kind of it's losing it, man. I mean, it's a slow game,
Mhm.
you know. As I said, I enjoy baseball in person. I can't just watch it on the TV. You know, it's like I like being there in person because, again, it's a great excuse.
Then you don't have to pay
sit-
attention and you can drink.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, it's like I can drink, I can be outside, get some, nice rays. And let me tell you, Kidder, because I know you don't like baseball, so you've never been to a Larks game. But
I have
municipal
actually.
Oh, you have. I was gonna say
Yes.
municipal field at
Surprise!
Sunset.
And because you are so surprised, the look of shock on your face right now, and shock and awe. Oh, not only was I at a Larks game, not only did I have many beers at said Larks game, but I also took place in the intermission activities.
Wow.
Yes. I think there's a photo or video of it somewhere. Good luck. And I've also been to 2 Twins games in the past 5 years.
Yeah. I knew the Twins games, and I knew that was more of a hey, a friend invited me.
And it was
deal.
UND day at the Twins. So
that
I had
too.
to go to get my free UND Twins hat. So
Yeah.
now I have 2 Twins hats that I got for free. And the only reason I have them is because it was UND day. And to prove a point, even though it was like 85 degrees outside, wore my Sioux jersey because that's what Sioux fans do.
Anyway, the reason I bring up asking if you've ever been to a Larks game, because I love sitting at Municipal Field at sunset. It is a gorgeous field, and like the backdrop with like the train tracks and the buildings of downtown lit up. Oh, that's gorgeous. I love just
and the
sitting there.
brand new sports lights that they got at the field this year.
Yeah, I mean it's a cool thing to be there at sunset and kind of watch the sunset and just watch some baseball, drink a beer. That I enjoy that.
And I did
it was
enjoy
good.
that at Municipal Ballpark, but also at Target Field. Really nice down there in the transition from evening into darkness.
Mhm.
And I think you may know that, but the one of the visits to Target Field for a Twins game ended up getting 3 signatures on a game caught or pregame caught baseball.
Mhm.
Trevor
Mhm.
Plouffe, Trevor May, and one of the other big names at the time, Joe Mauer, I think it was.
Yeah,
Yes, Joe Mauer.
it was. Mhm.
I'm glad that you remember.
I remembered Mauer because your autograph collecting buddy had made a comment that Mauer doesn't tend to sign baseballs, and I remember that you guys had gotten his signature. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a kind of a big deal, I guess. So it was pretty cool.
yeah. So no, went to a Larks game. Might try and go again before the summer's out. It is enjoyable. As I said, I enjoy the experience and it wasn't bad.
And I'm happy
Listen
for
to it.
you because anything that gets you going makes you happy. for it. Support.
uh,
So
well,
speaking
Kidder-
of trying to make you happy and whatnot, I understand that there are some other things going on, like the saga, the continuing saga. So there has to be something else. Like, are there developments? Bring us the developments. Give us the developments. What's happening with that?
Yeah, so continuing the saga of Howard trying to sell his condo. So I think last time we left off, house was back on the market.
Yes.
Feeling kind of bleh about it. Had some showings over the weekend. And in fact, Kidder, during one of the showings on Saturday, and I was tired Saturday. I woke up with a headache, probably from drinking too much the night before.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Probably a bit of dehydration and just, again, nerve issues make sleep difficult. I'm still needing more sleep. So we load up because we have a showing. We load up in the car. The thought was we were going to go to lunch, but we didn't know where. So it's kind of like we got in the car with no real plan and we just took off. And we did a little loop of Bismarck because, like, where do you go? And down by Kirkwood Mall, right? You know how the Kirkwood Mall has that one, like, entrance, kind of the main entrance on the south side? There's no light there. It's like the worst entrance. There's no reason to ever use that entrance to get out unless you're just making a right-hand turn. So I'm coming up on that entrance, and there's no light there. And this car that's coming out just comes out, and Kidder, I kid you not, I had to swerve into the other lane. I thought we were going to get hit. If we would have gotten hit, it would have been right where Junior sits. Like, it was just one of those lightning fast, swerved into the other lane, missed getting hit. So, that puts you on edge.
And that was from somebody coming out of the mall, and you were on Expressway.
Correct. So I had right of way. I didn't have to stop or anything like that. This was just, there was a car that was waiting to turn right for some reason. I don't know why. But they hadn't turned in, so I think it was just blocking. But I don't think this person looked either real well. Anyway, missed that. Had a couple of showings. We got an offer this week.
Yeah,
nice. However, the offer came with a note that, we think there's about $30,000 to $40,000 worth of infrastructure work that needs to happen. So here's an offer $40,000 below what you're asking.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So I channeled my dad.
This should be good.
That's what you do in these situations. Channeled him and just said, you know what? I can tell already, like, even if I play the negotiation game back and forth, this is going to then get to inspection and they're going to see something. And then this is going to be a headache. There's going to be more pain, more suffering. So we countered and we took like $2,000 off our asking price and said, as is.
Bam.
Bam. It's like, no, here's what it is. And this is, nah. And they walked away. So it's like, good. I don't want to deal with you. So
yeah, that's not quite fair.
No. So we didn't have a lot of other like we had a couple of showings later in the week, but no real interest until tonight. We get a call from our realtor, and the couple who made the third offer had been working with a lawyer, and they figured out a way to put mom on the deed. And they weren't quite making an official offer, but they were starting to send those channels of, hey, we're looking to do this. Mom really loves this place. Every time we see someplace else, she goes, I like the place in Ontario. So it's like, okay, but these guys came back and said, hey, your place has been on the market a long time. Okay, and yes, we've been trying to sell our place for a while because we keep getting offers. It goes off the market, and then the offer falls through, and it goes back on the market. So if you look at like our total days on market, we're like still maybe like under 12 days technically on market, even though it's been like nearly a month. But they're like, it's been on the market a long time, so we were already asking this price. Let's just drop it another $8,000.
Come on. Good Lord.
Yeah. So I countered them back to their original price that we had settled on. But of course, they want us to do a couple of things. So we're kind of bickering back and forth about.
Wonderful.
Because it's kind of one of those things. Like they asked, like we had settled on about $7,000 below asking. We still do okay with that, but yeah, they were like, well, we're asking $7,000 less because your place needs some new carpets and flooring. It's like, yeah, it does. So I'm kind of fine with that. But they're asking for a couple of piddly repairs, and so I'm kind of hesitant to do it. My wife, Lefty's a little bit more willing to just to be done with this. So we'll see. But sure. As of right now, as of the time of this recording, I might have sold this house for the fourth time. And this time,
would it be like a half? I mean, like 3.5.
I'm counting it, and 4 times.
You're counting a full. Okay, only if it goes through, then it's 4.
Well, and here's the thing: I don't have to go through inspection because they already did the inspection.
True.
So
that's nice.
So the inspection's where we kept falling apart. So if we can work this out,
they put a flag at the end just to give you a little bit of hope.
Oh, great! Now I'm gonna have to get the beep button out. Does this thing have a beep button?
I censored myself on that one.
Yeah,
you filled it in because you know the joke. That's like a message. Hey, a new swear word has arrived.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Congratulations to you.
Well, we'll see. There's still a little bit of negotiating, and they haven't officially put in the offer yet. This was a lot of realtor talk back and forth. And it's like, hey, we want you to do this and this, and hey, would you pay the specials? And I'm kind of like, I will do maybe 1, maybe 2 of those things. You're not getting those and the specials. Let's not be greedy here. Let's just get this done. So we'll see. But that is my update, Kidder. It's looking better and better all the time. At least I gotta hope so. Gotta hope so.
I'm hoping for you.
Yeah.
One thing Kidder, before we close up this little thing.
Okay. You knew the line was coming. Go for it.
Well, I saw you're bringing the arm up, and I figured that you weren't stretching, and I know that you weren't asking for another beer. So I knew that the roundhouse was coming. So I tried to duck it a little bit. But
okay.
What is that? Icy baby? What? Icy Bay?
Icy Bay.
What is that? Some kind of bitch beer? Come on.
No. It's one of your favorites.
One of these? It's an IPA. The only thing good about that is that it's 6.2% alcohol. I saw that. That's the only good thing about that.
Yeah, that's the higher end IPA from Alaska.
Fair enough.
It's all right. I wasn't really in the mood for it, but it was the last sacrificial beer I had, so I drank it.
It's either good to have a few sips and dump down the drain, or just open it and then dump it straight down the drain. I mean, whatever makes you happy.
I finished it. I drank it all.
Oh, it's gone. I thought you were going to open it.
No. I thought about trying it for a little bit to make you think I had a second one, but I'm too honest.
It's just because you got the ref stripes on. Or you just don't want to make a cover story.
I know. It's like I'm wearing a mortal compass. I just can't. So.
I think that's on the beer that you just drank.
Yes. But Kidder, you said you had something else.
Yes. Like to wish the old Paps happy birthday because, of course, it is the old time of the season when the seasons keep on a-changing into another year down the old dusty trail. So, happy birthday to the senior.
Happy birthday to your dad.
Another year down the trail. So, I suppose with that, we'll wrap this thing up. Unless you what?
Well, here since it's his birthday, I think we should tell my favorite senior story of all time. And no, it's not the lilac bush story.
All right, I'm waiting.
You'll know the story. You'll remember this.
All right.
So, for those who don't know Kidder's dad,
an avid listener of this show, I might add. So thank you for your patronage.
That's okay. We'll see if he remembers this. Your dad can be, what's the word I'm looking for? Can be intense at sometimes, right? He's got a strong opinion. He's got a strong will.
Yep.
I don't think he would disagree with that. Freshman year of college, Kidder was on the drum line.
Yes.
And not that I have anything against your dad, right? But sometimes I'm just not in the mood for that intensity. I'm a pretty mellow, laid-back kind of guy. I just can't handle it all the time. And it was the first parade up there. And of course, your parents are always big supporters of you. That's the truth. And so I knew there was going to be this demand to go to the parade. And as I said, I just wasn't in the mood for intensity. I wasn't having a great freshman year of college. Grades were fine. Other things.
It was that week too. You had all kinds of papers and quizzes and stuff. So it was just a long week.
Yeah, I just wasn't in the mood for that. I just kind of wanted a chill weekend to kind of get situated with that. So I come up with this plan of, you know what? I'm going to just stay out late and then I will sleep in and I will just miss the parade. Not a big deal. Kidder and I had set up our dorm room. I got a loft, so we lofted my bed. Kidder's bed went underneath, and we would kind of use it as a couch and had our TV on the other side. And so I crawl into bed at 3 a.m. and laying there in bed. And Kidder, of course, had to be up crack of dawn for this
it was
parade.
Stupid early.
It was stupid early. I want to say 5 or 6, Now, Kidder knew I had come in late. So Kidder was trying his best to be quiet. But I was awoken to the loft, just shaking like out of all get out. Because Kidder's dad had purchased this little shelf that would kind of hang off my bed down on kind of Kidder's space that Kidder could set all the TV remotes on. And Tuscan Sr. wanted to make sure this thing wasn't just going to fall off. And so he's shaking the bed at 6 a.m. And I'm, of course, I'm rolled over. My back is to this. So I'm facing the wall. And it shakes. I'm just oh no. And Kidder, being a good friend, is Dad, stop it. Just stop. It's fine. Just stop. And your dad's oh, okay. And I don't know why. I still don't know why to this day. But his next inclination was to open our shades. Kidder and I had window shades that were like nails on a chalkboard when you opened them. They were so bad, we rigged up our own pirate flag curtain so we didn't have to use the shades, right? But it's this nail. So this is one of those things. I'm up in bed trying to just like go back to sleep because I'm on 3 hours of sleep, and the next thing you hear is just this. And I remember I'm sitting up there like, oh my gosh, stop, please stop. Kidder's like, Dad, just go wait out in the hall. Go wait out in the hall. And your dad went out in the hall. Where's it? And I'm still all sitting there. And as soon as he was gone, you're just like, Howard, I'm sorry. I'm like, it's too early for this, man. It's too early.
Yeah. I think it was more of a, I'm really for this. I know. Sorry. And I think I put the blinds back down so that it was dark. And then, again. Yeah. Good times.
It's just one of my favorite stories about your dad, just because it was one of those where it's like, here, this in my mind great plan just gets completely foiled because I'm one of those guys that once I'm awake. So I'm like, okay, I'm awake now. So
it would have been fun if it weren't for those damn meddling parents.
Yeah, I think there was even a spot in there where you're like, Dad, knock it off. Chris was out late.
Yeah. Yep. Like so I can't remember exactly what I said, but I think it was that you were up late working on things, or you had something about a late night. You're trying to sleep. It's fine. He'll be fine. He's young. He's spry. Hey, he's Howard. Howard the ref. He's fine.
Yeah. So that's just one of my favorite stories about an interaction with your dad, because it was just like, I laugh about it now because it was just one of those things of being woke to shake it. And then, as I said, I still don't know why he messed with our blinds, but it was.
Well, because you gotta have the light in there. You gotta be able to see. Come on, Howard. You can't do anything. Daylight's burning. You gotta be able to do things and see.
Yeah.
Trying to help.
Well, Kidder, we've been talking for quite a while. I think it's time to wrap this up with some cheap plugs.
I'll go ahead and clear the old vocal cords for this wonderful adieu that we are going to bid you. So, first of all, join us on Facebook, facebook.com/beerbluesbs. Make sure you click that thumbs up because we would love for you to join the show. Of course, you can also, on top of that, join us on Podbean. It's Beer Blues and BS. Just hit the search button, find us on Podbean. That is your link to everywhere that you can listen to us. Everywhere. All the links are right on there, so you don't even have to do the searching. But if you want to search, you can search us on Pandora, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Audacity, which is the Amazon podcast. You can check us out on the Apple Podcast, the Google Podcasts, all of these different places. You can listen to us, and we would definitely appreciate you clicking the subscribe, clicking the like, clicking the download, any and all of the above to take us with you. We want to come along. And of course, we'd love to have you as part of the show. You know, you can send us an email. My email is kidder@beerbluesbs.com. His email, Howard the ref. No, just kidding. It's just howard@beerbluesbs.com. You can also email Rude Boy Kyle. You can also email our good brother Bob Giggles, brother Nico. Yes, all of those emails are also on our website and conveniently at the end of this and every one of our episodes. So join us, beerbluesbs.com. That's our website. Buy us a beer. We told you about it at the beginning of this episode. If you missed that for whatever reason, you can go ahead and rewind and catch that clip, so then you don't have to listen to me explain it fully for a second time, or have Howard explain it for a second time too. Man, we would just love for you to watch us, listen to us, join us, be part of the conversation, join in, because we have fun doing this show, and we hope that you have fun listening or watching the show. On top of that, we've thrown a couple of suggestions, questions, various things on our Facebook page and the other socials, and we'd love to hear from you as well. Join us in the comments, click subscribe, click the notifications if you really want to know. We're dropping these episodes every Saturday evening, so then you have the rest of the weekend to get some enjoyment. And if it's your thing to have some form of a beverage, whether it's alcoholic or not, you can sit down, have a beverage, join us, just take some time off and join a couple good brothers having a good time, and hopefully have a good time with you as well. So for Howard the Ref, Howard Blues, my brother Jaco, and what? Did I miss something?
I was going to tell you this after the show.
Oh.
But I'll do it now.
You got me all wound up. What?
Well, I mean, you were on such a the thing. I didn't want to interrupt. I really did. But
you had something to say. You got something to say? You got something to say over here? Huh?
Let me take off the ref shirt for a moment here, and Howard the statistician in here. I've actually discovered that most people check out our Facebook page on Friday nights at around 7:33 to be exact, according to Facebook standards. Okay. So, Kidder.
So we're moving the show? Are we moving the show?
We're moving the show. So we're not going to start releasing these on Fridays so we catch more people.
Does that mean that I need to get boxes and we have to move? The Brothers Blue Moving Company is back?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in fact, by the time this gets out, I mean, it's been like 3 episodes of it airing at Fridays, so...
Oh, hell yeah! That's what I gotta say. So, join us every Friday night for a brand new episode of Triple B. Does that help?
Yeah. I think people will get it. I think there will be less confusion this way.
All right. Mm-hmm. It's good to have no confusion because, it's always good to ask if anybody needs help in here to help sort out that confusion. So I'm glad that we can establish that. So Friday. Join us Friday night. Do I need more enthusiasm? Do I need to do this again?
No, I think we got it.
Friday.
I think we're good. Yeah.
Friday. Yep. How about Friday? What about Friday? Or maybe Friday. Or Fridays.
Get her. Go monster truck announcer.
Friday, join Triple B, the Beer Blues and B, woo! Because it's the best damn time of the week to join a new episode of Beer Blues and BS. There's parts flying everywhere. Make sure you join us right here, the Triple B, the Good Brothers, Beer Blues, B to the Triple B. Join us for another show Friday nights. I've only
instant regret on that, Kidder, because now I feel like future Howard needs to edit in like explosions and
I sure as hell hope so, because I've done enough of that editing crap over the years of that exact sort of commercial. And so it's your turn, damn it. Instead of you just sitting back and listening like, oh man, there's a lot of crap happening in that commercial. Now you can do it. It's up to Howard. This one's up to you, brother. You got to take that to the next level. Take 100% pure high octane.
This just in, we're canceling the move to Fridays because we can't handle that amount of editing.
I don't know. I'm starting to sweat. There's too much high octane over here. I'm getting all sorts of worked up for the move to Friday, even though by the time this episode drops, it's already happened. How is this even possible?
Another beer. I'm calling this episode Friday when we get there.
Friday. Join us next Friday.
Yeah.
Sorry, I went a little McMahon on that one. Too much wrestling talk. All right. Since I already said who you are, I already said who I am. Let's recap that again. He's Howard the Ref, Howie Blues, Jaco, my brother. I am the man, the myth, the legend, the Mark Kidder. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Triple B. Join us next Friday for another drop of the Triple B goodness that is beer, blues, and BS. Remember, free beer tomorrow, and of course, may your glass never be empty. And how about this one? We'll catch you on down that old dusty trail.
You have been listening to a UA production of Beer, Blues, and BS. If you enjoyed the show, help others find out about it by rating the show or leaving a review at your podcast listening service of choice. Thanks for listening, and may your glass never be empty. UA Productions presents A Glimpse Behind the Curtain.
One sad thing, I didn't even mention KRDN.
Oh. Hey, Kidder. It makes you feel better. You could do it now.
Oh, that's true. Hey, make sure that you check this out too. It's KRDN Eyewitness News 8. We have a weather channel 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is online for you to check out the latest current conditions, the latest forecast. And you know what? If there is some hibbity-bibbity happening in the weather, you can check that out as well right here on KRDN Eyewitness Weather Now. That's on twitch.tv/KRDN Eyewitness Weather Now. And hey, Future Howard put a fancy graphic here so then you can even see what that is. It's right here. Check that out. That's some cool technology that we have. Thanks, Future Howard.
Oh, as past Howard speaking to Future Howard, I'm glad he does that because, I would like more people to watch KRDN Eyewitness News 8 for weather because it's accurate weather. Unlike that weather predicted by some fellow from Indiana, this weather is weather you can count on.
That's a very astute point that you bring up.